I'm okay. I'll have to look. Maybe it just got a disconnect in the middle there. Maybe my stream protection helped it. Now it's saying stream ended on my end too. Hang on. I didn't disconnect that time. Okay, so like I refreshed a while ago. I refreshed a little while ago, and then apparently now is when it decided to like reboot the stream. Alright, well whatever. This is gonna be the dumbest mod ever, because it's literally gonna be just this. Where does this staircase go? I guess I never looked at this staircase. I don't know if I care, to be honest. Actually, is there like an Easter egg this way if I go down this staircase? No, it just takes me back. Okay. Okay, let's finish this before my screen blows up. Summer, I hope I made good background noise. Alright, there we go. That was Chants' Sennaar. It went way over time, but oh well. I don't care. I thought I did pretty good this game, mostly. It's good. It's a very good game. Do I have any problems with it? Like if I was to rank it, would I actually give it a 10 out of 10? I think I would give it a 9 out of 10, probably, only because some of the stealth sections just feel a little unnecessary at times. And I can see some stuff, like, very little, like, not big deals, but, like, small little issues with... there were a few things that tripped me up with how the puzzles were, like, presented that could have been presented in a different way, but... I mean, the bards really, to be fair, as much as I don't like them, they're not really, like, it's not a negative. It's just, you know, a challenge. But... I don't know. I could give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not really sure if I want to. And I don't really know if I have a good... I have to think on this. On, like, why I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. But I think it's a pretty solid, pretty fun idea for a puzzle game. Really enjoyed this one. Again, it kind of... I kind of went a little over time. But not by that much, to be honest. Because if I had started at, I mean, now at 3, it's 3 a.m. for me now. But if I had started at 7 like I was planning, or 7:30, I guess it still would have gone pretty late. Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like the controls a little, like, the controller works better for movement, mostly, but then you could probably get away with pointing and clicking, to be fair. I do think the main character moves a little slowly, but, I mean, that's kind of a minor nitpick. But overall, I really enjoyed this. Thanks, again, to Zany for gifting me this. It was pretty fun. I really did enjoy this one, and now it's off my backlog. And, yeah, I it didn't really make sense to try and like if I had stopped the science area, I would have been like what would have been like an hour stream left. It didn't really make any sense, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's about it. Honestly, I don't really think anyone is streaming. Just so people know, next week on Monday I'll be playing Patrick's Parabox. It's another puzzle game, but a different type of puzzle game. That's going to be on Monday at 7:30, and then on Wednesday at 7:30, I'll be playing Arzette, which is Arzette and the Jewel of Faramore, which is a CDI-inspired game. And then the week after, I'll be starting Final Fantasy VI for the... I say it's first playthrough. It's not really, because I technically have tried to play it before, but I didn't get that far. So it's, for all intents and purposes, like first actual playthrough. Parabox is a trip. Yeah, I'm looking forward to... a good friend gave it to me, whose name might rhyme with Hummer. Because they hum Cortez's theme very fast. Science and Fairly Languages came fast. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the last section I don't think would have been made for a really good video. Because the science language was pretty fast, and then the fairy language was like... The fairy language was just basically like, okay, you did everything. That's why I feel like that's... I don't know. Do I think... I kind of do think the ending section kind of just kills the pace a little bit. Like, the whole point was that you did all... Like, the fairy section was mostly, hey, have you been solving all the languages? Because if you did, here's your reward of getting every, you know, of solving this one fast, and then, you know, put it all together. And then having a whole... Then you have to go back to every area, which, you know, fair enough. And you could have been doing some of those puzzles in the meantime. But you do have to go back to every area. So then after all of that, you still have to do a whole other section that just feels a little bit excess. I think that would be the one thing, because it does feel like the ending, they went a little bit... They could have just ended it with talking to everyone, to be honest. You didn't really need to have that last section. I get why they had that last section, but they didn't really need to have that last section either. Yeah, that was the other thing, too, is I had to do all the language puzzles at once, which I feel like that could have been presented a little bit better, too, in terms of encouraging you to do it throughout the game. But the problem was the first one you will ever see of that is one you cannot solve, and you won't be able to solve for a long time. And then also, this isn't the game's fault, but obviously I played the first part a month ago, so parts of that kind of just slipped from my mind anyway. So, But yeah, that would be my only like minor complaint. It's a very minor complaint. It doesn't really affect the game for the most part, except for maybe saying it's not perfect. But I think the thing that's cool about this game is deciphering the languages and the puzzles and stuff. And I feel like while technically the last section of the weird computer dream was doing that, it just felt like... I guess my thing was with doing the whole fairy language, and then also the whole process of doing the puzzles with talking to every individual group together. That kind of shows your mastery of learning the languages, right? And then having the computer section, I guess, also showed your mastery of the languages, but it just felt like, are you sure you're a master? Like... It just felt like it just kept going on for too long. It just felt like it dragged a bit, I guess. It wasn't like it was like one last, oh, holy shit, this is one last big puzzle. It just felt like more of, okay, yeah, we get it. I'm proving I can do the languages kind of thing. So I think the translating the languages between them should have been its own. Should have been the final puzzle, to be honest. I don't really think you really needed anything after that, but or had a puzzle that combined everything in a different, like, made it feel more like a final puzzle as opposed to just like, yeah, I don't know. I think the last section is my least favorite part of the game, but it wasn't like, it's like I said, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing more streaming next week, more streaming throughout the month, and it should be a good time. one puzzle from each language just after just doing the terminal. Yeah, I feel like if I spaced it out, but I feel like you could say, oh, well, that's on me in a little bit. Absolutely. But I do think a little bit is too, it's not like the game encouraged you to do those puzzles ahead of time, you know what I mean? Like, so it kind of, I could see a lot of people ending up in the same situation. And I feel like the game could have, if that was a big thing of spreading it out more, it could have done more to kind of encourage you to do that. So no. I'm just like, it's one of those things of sometimes when I think of stuff, it's like sometimes it's just, you know, how I approached it is just how it happens to, you know, playing a game on stream versus playing a game by yourself will also impact how you are interacting with the game a bit. And you can't really blame the game design for those outside influences. But in this case, I don't really think that was, I don't think that's as much the thing. That there probably was some outside influence that was affecting things a little bit. I think part of it too, I will say, probably part of why I didn't enjoy it as much is because it is now 3 a.m. and I wanted to, and I didn't want to. I wanted to end at some point. So it keeping going does kind of, you know, the dragging is it's more of a problem in that scenario. Even though I think it's still a problem, it's just it's kind of increased a bit. So. But yeah, I think I'm going to end. Thank you so much, Cooper Fox, for being here and watching. And Zany, if you're watching the VOD, hi. Summer, hi. And yeah, I've been shipping out my backlog. So I've got, this is now marked off my backlog. I've played like 20 plus games this year at this point. So I'm slowly work my way through it all. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. See you next week. And have a good night. Bye.